You are in the dark right now, and I know it feels like it might never end. Not the kind of dark that comes from a bad day or a hard week. This is the kind of dark that has settled in and made itself at home. The kind that follows you into the morning and sits with you through the night. The kind that makes you wonder if you will ever see light again. And somewhere in that darkness, somewhere underneath the exhaustion, the confusion, and the weight of a season that has gone on longer than you ever imagined, there is a question you keep asking. Is this ever going to end? Is the light ever going to come back? How much longer can I keep going like this? I need you to hear something right now, before you go another day in the dark without knowing what I'm about to tell you. The darkest season of your life does not mean the light is gone. It means the breakthrough is close, closer than it has ever been. Stay with me, because this is not just a spiritual saying, it is a physical reality. The darkest moment of the night is the moment right before dawn. It's not randomly dark, it is specifically, measurably, scientifically darkest, right before the light breaks. And the same pattern plays out in human experience with a consistency so precise that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The darkest season always comes right before the breakthrough. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. Every person who has ever stepped into something significant, everyone who has lived a story worth telling, went through their darkest season right before everything changed. And in that dark, they felt exactly what you feel, the exhaustion of holding on without being able to see what they were holding on for. You see, the ones who made it through, the ones whose stories we point to as evidence of transformation, didn't make it because the dark was shorter for them. They made it because they understood something most people miss. The dark is not evidence that the light is gone. It is evidence that the dawn is coming. And the deeper the dark, the closer the dawn. While you are living inside the difficulty, inside the exhaustion of not being able to see the way forward, something is happening that you cannot see. The dark season is doing a final stripping. Everything that is not essential is being removed. The last layers of false identity, the remaining attachments to outcomes that were never truly yours, the final traces of the person you were before the transformation began. This stripping is painful because these things feel like they are part of you. But they aren't. They are things you were carrying that needed to be put down before you could step into what is next. The dark season is doing a final testing, not a cruel test, a confirming one. The question being asked right now is the most important one of the entire journey. Do you actually believe what you say you believe? Not when it's easy, not when the signs are obvious. Do you believe it now, in the dark, when the evidence points the other way, when the feeling is gone, when faith costs you everything? That question, answered in the dark, produces a quality of faith that nothing else can, an unshakable knowing, a conviction that has been tested in the fire and survived. And that conviction is what you will carry into the breakthrough. It is what will allow you to steward what is coming without losing it. In the early stages of a dark season, the exhaustion is sharp, active. There is still enough energy in it for panic and desperation and frantic searching for the exit. In the final dark, the exhaustion is quieter, deeper, almost peaceful in a strange way. Like a runner in the last mile of a marathon who has gone beyond the pain into something that feels almost like surrender. Not giving up, letting go. If the exhaustion you are feeling right now has a quality of deep quiet to it, that is a sign you are in the final dark. Sign 2. You have stopped trying to force the outcome. Early in a dark season, you fight, you strategize, you try every possible angle to make the breakthrough happen on your timeline. In the final dark, something releases. You stop fighting the timing. You stop trying to force the door open. You settle into a trust that is not resignation, but genuine faith. A knowing that it is coming, that no longer needs to control when or how. If you have noticed recently that you are less desperate about the outcome, that is a sign. Sign 3. Small things are starting to shift. Not the big breakthrough yet, but small movements. a conversation that opens a door you did not expect, an opportunity that appears in an area you had stopped focusing on, a relationship that begins to heal in a way that seemed impossible, a feeling that the atmosphere around your situation is beginning to change. These small shifts are the advanced signals, the first light before the full dawn. If you can find even one small movement in the right direction, that is a sign the final dark is ending. Sign 4. You feel it in your spirit. This one is the hardest to articulate, but the most real of all. A quiet internal knowing that something is about to change. Not wishful thinking, not desperate hoping, but a settled, matter-of-fact knowing that the season is shifting. If you have felt this recently, trust it. Your spirit knows things your mind has not yet caught up to, and what your spirit is telling you right now: I need to talk about something painful now, because it is the truth that matters most in this moment. Most people who do not reach their breakthrough do not lose it at the beginning of the dark season. They lose it at the end, right at the edge of the dawn, right in the final dark, and they lose it in one of 3 ways. The first way is quitting. They have held on for so long that when the final dark arrives, they simply have nothing left. The well is empty, the faith is exhausted, and taking one more step feels genuinely impossible, and they stop, right at the moment when one more step would have brought them through. If you are in the final dark right now, do not stop. You don't need to run or leap. You just need to take one more step, and then one more after that. The breakthrough is on the other side of that next step. The second way is compromise. Right before the breakthrough, the temptation to settle arrives with incredible force. Something that looks like what you were waiting for, but isn't quite right. Something close enough that accepting it feels reasonable. Something that would end the pain and the waiting at the cost of missing what the dark was preparing you for. Do not settle. What you have been through is too valuable to exchange for something that is almost right. Wait for the real thing. It is coming. The third way is fear. The breakthrough arrives. It is real. It is right, and everything in you recognizes it. But then fear says, what if it goes wrong? What if I am not ready? What if I fail again? And the person who survived the entire dark season is stopped at the final moment by fear. Do not let fear steal your breakthrough. You were not prepared this thoroughly to fail. You were prepared this thoroughly to succeed. Move forward. You are close. I believe that with everything I have. And because you are close, I need to give you the specific tools to survive this final dark and step into what is waiting on the other side. First, protect your mind fiercely. The final dark is when the negative voices are the loudest. The internal critic, the external doubters, the accumulated evidence of everything that has not worked yet. Protect your mind from all of it, not by pretending it isn't there, but by actively choosing what you feed your attention. Feed it testimony, feed it truth, feed it the stories of people who made it through their final dark and found the dawn. Starve the voices that say it is over, because they are wrong. Second, stay in motion, even in the final dark. Even when you cannot see where you are going, keep moving. One small act of faith, every single day. One step toward the breakthrough, even when the breakthrough is invisible. Because motion in the dark is what brings the light. Not waiting for the light and then moving, but moving first, trusting that the light will meet you as you go. Third, tell yourself the truth, not toxic positivity, not pretending everything is fine when it isn't. The actual truth, which is this: you have survived everything the dark has thrown at you so far. Every hard day, every unanswered question, every moment of exhaustion and doubt. You are still here, and if you are still here, you can make it through what remains. The evidence of your own survival is the most powerful argument against quitting that exists. Use it. The darkest season always comes before the breakthrough. Not sometimes, always. And you are in it right now. The final dark, the last stretch before the dawn, the most difficult and most important part of the entire journey. I need you to hear this clearly. You did not survive everything you have survived to quit now. You did not hold on this long to let go in the final moment. You did not go through a dark this deep to miss the dawn that is coming. The breakthrough is on the other side of the next step, and the next step is the only thing being asked of you right now. Not the whole journey, just the next step. Take it. The dawn is coming, chosen one. It was always coming, and it is closer right now than it has ever been before. If this message found you in your darkest season, please share it with someone who needs to know the dawn is coming. Subscribe to Sacred Chosen Journey for weekly messages made specifically for you. And drop a prayer in the comments if you are in the final dark and you are still holding on. Let us know you're taking that next step.